Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chinennoche. I make videos on sewing tutorials, sewing tricks and tips, DIY and fashion business. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by, and please click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to draft the basic bodice pattern. Okay, this is my first time of posting a basic bodice pattern on this channel, and this pattern works for all sizes. In case you're scared it may not work for your size, this pattern works for all sizes. I've tested it for different sizes and it works perfectly well. So if you're interested in learning how to draft your own basic bodice pattern, please keep watching. And I'll be using the pattern for most of the tutorials I'm going to be posting on this channel. So without wasting much of your time, let's get into it.
To start drafting these bodies, you'll be needing your marker. You'll also be needing pattern master or any kind of ruler you have. You'll be needing your scissors, and you'll also be needing your tape and pattern paper. Okay, now to start, I'm going to be marking out 1 inch on the top of my paper. This 1 inch is just my starting point. Okay, is my starting point, or you can also call it your shoulder line. I want to label it so it won't confuse you guys. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is to divide my paper into two. Okay, now I will divide my paper into two. One side will be for the front and one side will be for the back. Now when you want to cut, you have to fold your fabric into two. Okay, place the front on one side of the folded fabric, then you place the back, so that when you open it you have a full bodice pattern. Okay, so after that you have to label the front and the back. So for the front, I just wrote center front and center back on the other side. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to start imputing my measurement. Now I'll start from the shoulder to the bust point. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure I get a straight line. So just draw a straight line and move over to the next measurement. So the next measurement is shoulder to under bust. So just the way you did from the shoulder to the bust point, you have to do the same thing. So shoulder to bust point, my measurement is 10. Shoulder to under bust, my measurement is 13. So you have to work with your own exact measurement so your basic bodies will come out well. Okay, now the next measurement we are going to take is from the shoulder to half length. So my half length is 17. I'll mark it out and also draw my line as well. So I'm using the full paper as the full length of my basic bodies. So I extended the lines to the back except the bust point. So I had to go ahead and label the lines so that it won't confuse you guys. Okay, so the first line is the bust point, the second line is the under bust, and the third line is the half length. Then you have the full length. Okay, the next thing is to impute my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 7, so I'll mark it out. Then on the shoulder I'll come down by 1 inch. Okay, you can choose to come down by 1.5, it's optional. So for the neck width, I'll be using 3 inches and 3.5 for the neck depth. Okay, so 3 inches for the width and 3.5 for the depth. Now this will give you a simple round neck, just a simple round neck. So I'll use my ruler to connect the neck. You have to do it just the way I'm doing it. Then you draw a slant line for the shoulder. The next thing you're going to do is to get the armhole line. Now to get the armhole line, you need to divide your bust by 6, then add 1.5. Now if you want a more tight armhole, you just add 1 inch. That's your bust divided by 6 plus 1 inch if you want a tight armhole. Okay, so I've divided it and I got 7 inches. So after getting 7 inches, I drew out a straight line, which is my chest line. Okay, now I'm trying to connect from the chest line to the shoulder area. Now I'm just trying to make sure I get a straight line. Okay, for the armhole curve, you have to divide your line by 2, then come in by 0.6. okay, you have to come in by 0.6. Then from the tip of the shoulder, just draw a slant line, then use your ruler to get the armhole curve. Okay, just follow the steps, do exactly what I'm doing, you're going to get it right. The next thing is to get the dart. My nipple to nipple is 7 inches, so if I divide it by 2, I'll get 3.5. So from the bust point, mark 3.5 to the full length, then mark a straight line. Okay, now on the half length, measure ½ inch on both sides, connect it to the bust point the way you see me doing. Now from the full length, come up by 3 inches, connect it to the half length, so that will give me my dart. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to start imputing my measurement. Now for the bust, I'll divide my bust into 4. I got 8.5. That's my bust is 34 divided by 4 is 8.5, so I marked it. Now for the waistline, my waist measurement is 27 divided by 4, it will give me 6.75, so I marked it. Then I added 1 inch for the dart. Then on the hip line, my hip measurement is 36 divided by 4 is 9, so I marked 9 inches. Then I connected my lines. So this is the front basic pattern. On the bust point line, I'll go down by 1 inch. Now you can go down by 1 inch or 2 inches, then connect to the 3.5 that I used for my dart. So that's all for the front basic pattern. So it simply means you're going to close the darts on the center and the one on the side. Okay, so the next thing is to cut out the front basic pattern. So for the back, we'll start with the shoulder measurements, just exactly the same way I did on the front. You also do the same thing on the back. So come down by 1 inch, okay, and mark a slant line. For the neck, I'm using 1 inch for the depth and 3 inches for the width. Okay, use your curve ruler to connect. Now for the back armhole, connect a straight line. Okay, divide the line by 2, then come in by 0.5. It's just the same thing I did on the front. So connect the armhole, then proceed to the back dart. Okay, so before the dart, I had to remove 1 inch from the length of the back. The reason is because on the front I added a bust dart. Okay, so if I don't remove it from the back, the front and the back will not be equal. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to draw my dart line and connect the dart. So on the half length, you just measure ½ inch on both sides, then connect just the same way I did on the front. Now another thing you're going to be doing to avoid bulge on the back, you have to come in by ½ inch. Okay, on the half length, come in by ½ inch, then draw a slant line just the way I'm doing it. Okay, so we're almost done with the back. The next thing is to start imputing the measurements. So I'll just do exactly the same thing I did on the front. Now for the waistline, I'll add 1 inch for the dart and ½ inch, and the ½ inch I removed from the zip area. Okay, so I'll just mark my measurement, then connect. Okay, now this is it for the back basic bodice. Okay, now when you're transferring to fabric, you add allowance. You have to add ½ inch on the shoulder, neck and armhole, then add 1 inch on the sides and on the zip area. Okay, you have to do the same for the front pattern. So this is just it for the basic bodice pattern. As you can see, is beginner friendly. If you follow the same steps, you will get a well drafted pattern. So this is the front, okay, and the back. Now as you can see, the front and the back is not equal, but once you close the bust dart, the front and the back will be equal. Okay, so this is it for the basic bodice pattern. Please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I'll do another video on how to sew this basic bodice pattern. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also turn on the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.